Myth number 2. The pandemic was the work of a supervirus. The 1918 flu spread rapidly. It killed 25 million people in just the first 6 months. This led some to fear the end of humanity. The death rate was long fueled with the idea that this strain of influenza was more lethal than others. However, more recent studies suggest that virus was not fundamentally different from those that had caused epidemics in other years. It was more lethal, but not different. Much of the high death rate can be attributed to living conditions at the time. Soldiers were crowded in military camps. Many people lived in tight-knit urban environments, meaning the city. Plus, with many nations at war, people faced worse nutrition and sanitation in general. Myth 3. The first wave of the pandemic was most lethal. Many do not realize that the so-called 1918 flu pandemic had multiple waves. It did not happen all at once. The waves came during the seasons when the flu and colds normally spread, the spring and the fall. Some think that the first wave must have been most lethal because it was when the virus began. Actually, the first waves of death was the spring of 1918 was relatively low. The second wave came in the fall of 1918 and had the highest death rates. A third wave in the spring of 1919 was more lethal than the first, but not as bad as the second. Scientists now believe the significant increase in deaths in the second wave were caused by conditions that favored the spread of the deadlier strain. People with mild cases stayed home, but those with severe cases were often together in hospitals and camps. This increased the transmission of a more lethal form of the virus.